Alright you guys, welcome back to the garage. Today I'm going to show you kind of the progress and where I am right now with the whole cage build. Yep, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, that happened. There's going to be some talking right now. If you want to skip to the actual building part, skip to this number right here. Now this is the first time ever I am building a roll cage, so don't judge me too hard. Anyway, I started off by building these tiny boxes, as you can see here and here. Here and here. Oh yeah, it's a bad sock day. I'm sorry. I got these boxes done. So the cage is resting on these boxes because it can't rest on the original Volvo 740 floor here because it's slanted and you can't weld the cage to something that is slanting. So you build these boxes right here, which you put the cage on. You know, this cage is not going to be built according to any regulations and stuff. I have had a look at regulations, so I'm going to build close to it, but I'm not going to follow every single step. Like according to regulations, you know, these boxes have to be a certain size, they have to have bolts in a certain angle, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go that direction. I mean, that is a bit too crazy. And if I wanted to go drifting or rallying or racing seriously, then I would want a professional to install my cage, and I would want it to be a bigger cage than this with a lot more bars and stuff. So anyway, let's just get this cage in here. Let's start welding it in so we get that over with so we can start with the electrics and finally get one step closer to getting this thing back on the streets. Damn it. Alright, so I have to get a new bottle of welding gas, and when you get them, you get this lid on here, and it can be quite the hassle to remove it. You know, you gotta pull this thing, and it's just really annoying. So why don't we just open this bottle up. Yeah. Yep. Here we go. Air on. Oh, look at that. 200 bars. I'm gonna keep it at about 15 liters per minute. Alright guys, so I'm getting ready to weld in the roll cage right now. So we've gotten these boxes cut and welded that the roll cage is going to be standing on. So those are done. And now this car, I mean, this roll cage is not for competitive use since it is not seamless. So in racing you need seamless pipes. This is a seamed pipe, which means it's been welded right here in order to form, like it's a flat piece of metal, a flat piece of sheet metal that has been rolled and welded to form a pipe, which is not legal. Well, it's legal, but it's not for competitive use in racing, rallying, stuff like that. So that basically makes it a street cage. Nothing that you can get approved for, you know, competitive use. But we're not going to be competing competitively, so a street cage is fine for me. There's a significant price difference. If you want a seamless roll cage, it's going to run you maybe, I'd say $600 or $700 at least for a basic cage. This is $120 for this cage, but it will add more than enough protection for what I have in store for this thing. Looks about the same, left and right. Put a little tacky tack right here. There we go. All right, so I got those. I got that tacked in right there. Got that tacked in right there. Ideally, I guess you would want this pipe to be up here, but I think it got a little bit too close to my head to put it right here, and I just didn't want that, so I'm gonna put it a little bit to the side here. That way it runs flush all the way around here. You know, we have the pipe coming up here. It's running, I mean, as close as I can get it. I mean, I can't get it any closer than that. And along the roof right here, it's very close. Same thing on this side. You see, I was trying to get it in there. Obviously, it didn't work. So now I'm gonna make sure that this is 90 degrees. This can be 10 degrees off, but we're gonna try to keep it 90. We're gonna tack those in. And then we're gonna get started on the one across the roof right here. The beam over the windows done. Didn't turn out perfect. That piece is supposedly the hardest one of the entire roll cage build, and I understand why they say that. That was ridiculously hard to get perfect, and I didn't get it perfect, but I got it as good as I could. So I got that in. I've welded this piece right here. Everything's kind of welded in on the inside of the car, and then you get to a problem. And that is, how are you gonna weld on the other side? Because there is no way, I mean, there is no way you can do a good weld in there, right? So that is the reason as to why we haven't welded these yet. Because I'm gonna break those welds off, those tacks, and we're gonna drop the roll bar down on the floor. That'll give us some space up here, and the same thing goes for the back. We're gonna pop the little tack off, and we're gonna pull with a ratchet strap and a strap. I'm gonna put that in between these poles. I'm gonna tighten them together so they'll pull in, and then we're gonna drop it down. But before that, I wanna get this piece on, the piece that's gonna go from this front roll cage over and down to the wheelhouse right here. And then I won't weld it into the wheelhouse yet. I'll just tack it. I'll weld it on the inside up here. Then I'll break that tack, pull this in and down, pull this bar right here into the car and down. That way we can weld both this one and the one that's gonna be right here on the outside, as well as this one on the outside. this is where I am right now. I've welded the inside here. I've welded the inside over here. Same on this side. So it's got a tiny spot weld right here. A tiny one right there. Same on all 6 ends of the cage. So what I'm going to do now is cut off the little spot welds. And then I'm going to attempt to drop this whole cage down so we can get to welding behind here. Alright you guys, I'm really sorry. I'm sitting here editing this video right now and apparently the memory card got full, so I didn't get the part where I welded the outside of the cage, but it was no issues, I promise. Just use these ratchet straps right here. I pulled in these 2 bars, pushed the whole cage down. I did the same thing in the front. Ratchet straps, pulled the cage down. It was no issues welding the back side of these. It dropped down far enough, no issues. And I got that done. I'm gonna end this video right here, and next time we come back we're gonna do the cross in the back right here. We're also gonna do some more braces. We're gonna do this one right here, for example. This one is going across here, and we're also gonna do a brace that is going to be across the door here. There's going to be 2 bars going across right here, and then we're going to look at putting the dash back so we can get started on the electrics. Anyway, hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Ha det gött. Hej!